Coming up on 3 months ago, back when my hair was in much better shape, I made a video talking about what I thought could be some implications of YouTube Shorts starting to monetize. The video came out on January 21st, and YouTube Shorts started monetizing on February 1st. So everything I said in this video, which I'll link below if you want to watch it in full, was just hypothetical and speculation. What I hypothesized is that instead of YouTube Shorts revenue being a magical bag of money that's created out of thin air, it may be that instead advertisers who have a yearly budget they'd spend on YouTube, which would all just go to regular long-form videos up until now, might carve off some percentage of that and put it towards YouTube Shorts instead, therefore taking some of that long-form revenue and just reallocating it rather than it being completely new revenue. So now that we have a couple months of full data on YouTube Shorts monetization and long-form video monetization, is there any evidence to support my claims? And the answer is no. I was wrong-ish, but not exactly in the way that you might think. So I'll take you under the hood. People love to see YouTuber earnings, and boy, I'm going to show you some big numbers. So here we have it. My January YouTube Shorts revenue, $41.25 in all of its glory. But you may be wondering, how did I actually make anything on YouTube Shorts before they started monetizing on February 1st? And the answer is that up until February 1st, there were actually some kind of straggling views that could take place for Shorts in the standard YouTube video player, the one that you're watching this video in, versus the YouTube Shorts ecosystem. And when YouTube Shorts were watched in the standard YouTube video player, they could still be accompanied by ads. And so some monetization was still taking place, and that's what you see here. A CPM of 0.04, a nice clean 1 million views, making 4 cents per thousand. Or sorry, RPM, not CPM. CPM is actually the price paid by advertisers for ad-supported views. RPM is just a much easier figure because it's just revenue to views. Now, to put the number into perspective, a 4 cent RPM, not great. That would mean if you got 100 million views across your shorts, you would have made $4,000, which, like, I'm happy to make $4,000. That's great. But when it's on 100 million views, it's a little low. Like, my main channel does quite poorly as far as RPM goes because a lot of the legacy viewership is on short music videos, things like that. And so over here, I have $2.78. Now, January is seasonally just a really, really low monetization time because all the advertisers, they've blown their budget for Christmas. And so January is always very low comparatively to other times of year. It's generally the worst month, but still $2.78 versus 0.04 on the shorts. But again, you would expect this, right? Because YouTube Shorts were not officially monetizing until February 1st. So let's take a look at February. I made less. Granted, it was on less views. So the important figure to actually look at here is the RPM, where we went from 4 cents to 7 cents. Now, it did almost double in fairness. However, when you're coming from what was supposed to be zero before, any amount of increase is just an undefined infinite percentage. So I wasn't expecting like a crazy hot start to YouTube Shorts monetization, but this was admittedly slightly lower than what I was expecting to happen from the monetization side of things. So, hey, look, it's the first month. They got to ramp things up. You know, there's going to be growing pains, things like that. So let's just take a look at March revenue, where I did make more, $79.07. However, the RPM is the same. I just got more views on shorts, but we're still sitting at a 7 cent RPM. Right, so now I've shown you the revenue from the month before YouTube Shorts started monetizing and the first couple months of actual YouTube Shorts feed monetization. The cool thing about this, though, is that in showing you my performance and my RPM for shorts, I should, in theory, be showing you the performance for every channel across the site's short monetization, because if you watch the earlier video, you may recall the way YouTube Shorts monetize is different from long-form content. On long-form content, you are just getting paid out the revenue that your video is making from ads. On Shorts, though, it's a pool, right? So the advertisers pay to advertise, and however much YouTube collects is then just proportionally distributed based on views to every channel that has posted a YouTube short that can monetize, that's part of the partner program. So unfortunately, I don't have another channel that is a partner that is also uploading shorts, but hypothetically, everybody should show the same RPM because it is all paid out from that same pool. So while a 7-cent RPM might not be all that great, at least it's not great for all of us together. And if the number goes up, it means we are all prospering together. But anyway, let's tie it back into what I was saying in the January video. So in order to do that, we actually need to go and look at the long form content RPM. So let's go back to February and see where my long form videos were monetizing. Pi, a nice Pi RPM. And like I said here, this is actually a pretty low CPM when it comes to English speaking content. You could have like dedicated finance channels that are doing easily $20 RPMs across their content. The reason I mention that is because the seasonal fluctuations across theirs will probably be much larger in terms of absolute dollar amounts than mine, because I have a smaller RPM generally on this channel. So what we need to see is that this 3.14 is less than I would normally be making by the amount of the RPM that's going into shorts. The problem is that the RPM for shorts it's so small that it is so well within the seasonal or month-to-month fluctuations of RPM that you can expect to see on long-form content that there's actually no real way to know if that 7 cents came out of what would have been made on the long-form videos. And we can look at the March data as well. It's still 7 cents here. And again, the reason why that's important is it's 7 cents across everybody on the site. So if you have a finance channel that's doing a $20 RPM on their long form content, then that 7 cents is even tinier of a percentage of their overall amount. And it would be even harder to tell if that came out of their earnings on long form. But here in March, we were at a $3.20. Darn, we lost the Pi RPM. So again, you can see that we fluctuated by 6 cents between the 2 months, which actually usually it'd fluctuate more than that from month to month. And so there's no actual way to know if that 7 cents came out of this amount and I would have been at 327 otherwise. So I was wrong, but also not entirely wrong. It's just that the numbers are too small to actually know yet. And we might need to see YouTube Shorts monetization evolving and reaching higher amounts before we actually can compare month to month or year over year data and see if it is having an impact and cutting into the long form revenue. But I suppose the higher your RPMs are on a given channel, the less it would in theory cut into them. And let me show you January as well, because it had a lower RPM of 278, even though this was at the time when YouTube Shorts were not monetizing. So again, the seasonal fluctuations far outweigh any impact that YouTube Shorts could be having at this time. So there you have it, I guess. It's not necessarily that I was outright wrong. More so, it's almost inconclusive evidence so far. Although there is a chance that that low RPM is due to maybe less advertisers than had been hoped by YouTube opting in to advertise against YouTube Shorts. There's no way to actually know that for sure, though. So clearly, if YouTube Shorts is ever going to take a cut out of YouTube long-form revenue, it's something that's going to take a lot longer to actually materialize. And I want to be clear, I'm not like breathing a sigh of relief as someone who primarily does long-form content. I like it when people are able to make a living doing this. I think it's pretty cool. So I kind of feel bad that there were probably some people who have been getting tens of millions of views per month on shorts and not making a significant amount compared to what that would look like with long form, who were probably expecting like a massive pay bump come February. And that probably hasn't quite materialized to their expectations. So I still hope that it does actually improve in the future. I'm not someone who's like, no, I don't want it to change. Please don't let the dynamics change. I'm perfectly happy to see it evolve. So I guess we almost just have to wait and see, which was kind of where we were at in January. So while there's data, maybe it wasn't as helpful as we had hoped for. So I guess that's all I have for now. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the look under the hood. And I guess I'll see you in the next video.